So, after a bit of a rest and getting into the next day, I checked out Adam's list a little bit, remind myself what Yavaras do, remind myself, what shield drones can do in terms of different septs, and then thinking that Adam had put quite a few shield drones just to protect one Yavara, as opposed to only, I think it was 13 shield drones protecting the rest of his army. And I was like, okay, cool, I could deal with that. This many shield drones protecting everything, that's a tough game. You'll see it in the game itself, but Adam makes a few mistakes in deployment, and then especially really focusing on the drone misplacement. So only one unit of drones is covering one of his Riptides. I pointed out to him as I'm shooting it and saying, hey man, I'm just going to keep rolling through my Venoms until those two particular drones are dead. You let me know if you pick them up, otherwise I'm just going to keep my head down and roll. And I wasn't necessarily saying that to trick him into taking those two. I was saying that because I didn't think he was going to take those two, and he was going to, I just needed to kill 7 drones in essence. So I'm just head down, rolling. I think I gotten through 3 or 4 Venoms by the time he goes, all right, man, you finally killed him. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I turned to my Ravagers and just started drilling one of his Riptides. And then he goes, oh, the mind games, etc., etc. It was a very funny moment. You'll see it in the stream. But I managed with my very last shot, and he made a couple of he rolled a bunch of ones with my Venom shooting at this Riptide, which is unfortunate for him. But I managed to kill one Riptide on turn 1, and it made it much easier to survive this game. So it wasn't an easy game, but when he's what was it, almost a quarter of his army gone turn 1 in terms of firepower, it just made it a bit easier to deal with. Also, there was a bunch of little misplacements of his. So Tau, you almost want to be paranoid in keeping all the key things within 6 inches of each other for the Overwatch shenanigans. And there was a few times that Adam, he kept his Riptide just a little bit too far forward compared to his broadsides. I think it was like 7 inches away, which meant when I charged the Riptide from behind the wall, his broadsides couldn't supporting fire them. Same thing for some Fire Warriors. He ran them onto an objective but didn't string them back to the rest of his army, which meant that I could, with just Kabalites, I could just charge them and surround one of them to keep them kind of locked in combat. Anyway, it was a very fun game. We shared a banana turn 3, I think it was. We had a little banana break. But yeah, have a look through the game, and luckily I got the win, which was the win for the Australian Masters All Up. And then we'll go into round 5 of against a young guy called Stuart and his Tyranids. All right, last game of the Masters, versing my good friend Adam Calamari.
You're not that good anymore, that's alright.
Versing Tau. You would have seen on the stream. I'm kind of doing this intro belated because we just got so excited of playing. Here's my deployment. Same table. Deployed here behind this. He gave me first turn, which is the absolute correct thing to do. He's got a bad deployment because we got Hammer and Anvil. I pushed in, threw some shenanigans, managed to kill the Riptide.
Dude,
and get the kill.
I rolled 4 or 5.
You did.
Oh, well, there's last like 10 dice.
Absolutely. Alright, so it's game on.
Gonna pull it out, to be honest.
But how about the game?
Yeah, I think all that Meg wanted to hit on the boat and kind of probably carry on.
Yeah, I think they had a bit of a chat about it last night over dinner and drink, and I'm pretty sure both of them thought that this was Simon's game. I think they were pretty much kind of 2 out of 3 times like a guarantee win. Simon wanted it to be Hammer and Anvil, and he got Hammer and Anvil. So that's it. Classic Simon. Classic Simon. And so this table here has a reasonable amount of line of sight up in terrain. So you'll notice that Simon's being able to be fairly cagey with it, or with his pretty much his entire army. I reckon there's a good chance that with this deployment type specifically, Simon might be in a position where turn 1, Adam's got nothing to shoot but SMS.
Is that big bit of terrain that the Venom behind. Is that huge?
It's big enough. Yeah. Oh, which one's the top right hand corner?
Yeah, the one all the Venoms are behind.
So that one there, yeah. So the bottom level of that piece of terrain is line of sight blocking. So from that perspective, you'd have to get some serious angles to probably get in there. And look, it might not be completely blocking absolutely everything. It's definitely blocking most of it.
What, down the bottom there, what blocking is that?
Are you talking about the Venoms on the bottom right hand corner?
Yeah.
So those Venoms there, it's not a huge amount of line of sight blocking terrain. So there's a potential that hold on, we've had the roll to go first, and had our C's, and it looks like Simon is going first. Yes, so potentially, well, I think it's a bit of a moot point if Simon gets first turn, but Adam could have bumped up potentially the Yavara, which is the bottom model there, to possibly get a line of sight on those Venoms, but it would have been probably pushing it uphill to get there. Master Strider, yes, that is both Eric and Walduck. The Swalduck. On via Discord. We also had a. There you go.
What I was thinking here is, Simon obviously won, but if Hamler was going first, or depending on how first, he could pop a multi-pass swing quickly aggressive, straight battle. All of his big guys pretty much down to straight.
So you're breaking up there a bit on my end, mate. I got pretty much every second word there.
So basically, if he can swing it, so Hamler can swing it like corner of the deployment by him up and holding those two guns at the bottom.
Yep.
Could eliminate all the problems with line of sight.
Yeah, the one downside of that is there are no objectives in that bottom left-hand corner at all.
Yeah, I reckon he's made a pretty big mistake in deployment. Heavily stacked upside.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuck there and then push for.
So you're thinking that Adam should have stacked up the top left-hand corner?
Yeah, stacked up the top and kind of push into the middle, like the top
yep.
of the table. Forces the Venoms away.
Use some of that line of sight blocking to your own advantage.
I guess that could.
So I got the choice to go first and second.
Adam got the choice to see who went first and second, made Simon go first, and he prepared positions. Did you get that? Alright, so they want more volume from you guys. I've got you as loud as I can get you. Still there? Alright, we'll see if we can get these guys back. So Master Strider and Tom, hey mate, how's the weather in Belgium? If you can let us know if I am still coming through okay, that would be grand. I'll try and work out if it's a Discord thing, what the issues might be. And hopefully Walduck and Eric are now pretty much tip to tip.
We're always tip to tip.
Alright, so apparently I'm coming through okay, it's just you degenerates. So Eric is a very quiet individual. The filth that comes out of his mouth is filth, but the volume level is very low. You guys want to chime on in? You're playing around with stuff?
Yeah, we're just having a look at how Simon's doing his move.
So it looks like those Ravagers are all pretty much just lining up to be in range of just the one Riptide. So we've got the two Riptides up the top of his deployment. We've got the Yavara down the bottom. We've got the broadsides out the back. And of course, we've got a number of drones kind of just hanging around the edges and a couple of characters. But on the most part, that is, well, that's the bulk of it. All right, so you guys will be happy to hear this. So Liam, Doctor, give me the news. Hackett he lost to Simon on the stream yesterday. So he's now in the open. He's playing against Michael Hamilton. And turn 1, shock attack guns, pop a Shadow Sword. Turn 2, shock attack guns, pop the other Shadow Sword. So one shock attack gun, the super one, took out a Shadow Sword each turn. Mate, but he couldn't kill Ravagers against Simon.
It's on like 28 wounds.
28 wounds to a Shadow Sword.
Have you tried to shoot at Simon's vehicles before?
Say again, sorry?
Have you tried to shoot at Simon's vehicles?
Have I tried to shoot his vehicles before? No.
No, at all.
Alright, we've got some characters that look like they're trying to jump out and do something. I'm assuming that is the Solitaire. I'm going to go over. You guys can won't see my pretty face, but you'll still hear me. We'll give you a bit of a rundown of where these character stuff might be, because these Venoms do tend to just all blur into one. So on objective 4, we have an Archon just, swinging his chain in the wind. This blue character that we have on the ruin in the bottom right-hand corner is one of the Death Jesters. The Venom that has the Venom on the far left-hand corner, or sorry, center, I guess, really. Bottom middle, I'll get there eventually, has Witches. And he's just a bee's dick over the line for recon. We then have next to that a Cabalite Warrior Venom. On the top, we've got a whole bunch of Venoms. One looks like it's empty. One has... Witches and Cabalites there. And characters in the back, top right-hand corner for those watching the stream. And as far as the deployment for Adam, in the top left-hand corner, you can't see it because of the angle of the camera and just how tall this terrain is. So this one here, we have Fire Warriors sitting on objective 2. So he does have dudes up there. You just can't see them on the camera. And then...
Curtain Fall.
Say again?
The last time, if he took Curtain Fall.
One more time. With Gusto.
Can you ask him if he took Curtain Fall on the Death Jester?
Did you take Curtain Fall on the Death Jester? Shakes his head, yes. I've got the gun handle lads. Eric and Walter.
Just quickly, Diffie, is this a 4-objective game?
This is a 4-objective game, so there is... So 5?
Where's the 5th?
Okay, so there's one up the top. They put it underneath the terrain because that's effectively all they can really do. And then the rest, and then there's one at the top left-hand corner. I said behind this piece of ruin, and the rest should be pretty easy to see. But just in case, there's also one in this bottom right-hand corner over here. Because of the height of some of these ruins, the camera angles, unfortunately, some of these objectives are a little hard to notice. Pretty clear as day when you're obviously at the table, but with this top-down view, trying to get the whole table in line makes it a little difficult. All right. Alright, just start the shooting. I'll come on back. Yeah, so just starting Simon's first shooting phase. We'll just see if Adam's call to let him go first and pop prepared positions with the right call. And yes, Master Strider, they took the exact same secondaries.
Oh.
So I've got the Discord guys as loud as I can on my end. I have their volume at 200% for those saying that they're still required. We'll see how the volume continues. Just obviously, guys, if you can try and make it talk with your outside voices, and we'll see how that volume goes throughout the stream.
What's your thoughts on Simon taking Butcher's Bill there, Diffie?
I don't think Butcher's Bill's the right call. I don't think Adam has... I mean, do the drones give up Butcher's Bill?
They will, yeah.
Yeah, because don't they not give up VPs?
No, they do. That was last edition. But
okay.
With all this line of sight blocking terrain, I think Simon's thinking he can get to the drones by channeling wound through suits. Like, he could just stop passing them to drones, because outside of the Ravages, it's taken too much phase.
Yeah, so I agree. I reckon the Ravages will probably be the bits that end up being dished off to the drones. But yeah, all that just 2-up saves. I don't know. So I can hear Walnut, but Eric, you're quite a shit.
There was some nuts on there.
Oldest stop, which is for ground control.
Ground control?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 objectives. I think Butcher's Bill he will struggle to get, whereas ground control, it pretty much guarantees. I think for Simon, if Simon's still around, that's the thing. If Simon plays defensively and is still around, I reckon he gets 3. I think it was a good call though to Adam to make Simon go first. He does have to weather around a shooting, but then he gets to respond to any Holdmores, which I think Simon has got Holdmore quite a lot this weekend.
I don't know if Adam can really reach out and stop him from holding more though.
Not from this place. If you're pushing from the top left, possibly.
Yeah.
Basically just got to plug to the hole, he could go around.
Yeah, I think first turn. I think Simon has kind of, the question is whether or not he feels that he can push through all the witches that are going to end up coming out from those boats. But if Adam was to push up and kind of take the top 2 left objectives and put a lot of pressure on that center objective, I mean that's Holdmore right there. But the question is then when all those witches come out, Adam needs to be very, very careful that he doesn't let anyone really charge from out of line of sight because they're all 5-man squads. So like Overwatch, should be pretty brutal.
Yeah, but that true is going to have Starmie's Radiance is not going to be able to overwatch him. So if he places the tides, he goes to go.
Yeah, if you take the one Troop Master, that's going to hoit.
Where's Matt number 2 Morrisoli today?
Sorry?
Where's Matt number 2 Morrisoli today?
He is dumbing for me. Because we had a player rock up late. He was going to be commentating with me, but we had someone rock up late, but we had to get a game. And he had a wedding last night. So he was signed up, ready to rumble, but unfortunately he had to drop out because people got married.
This week. Where's the priorities at, mate?
Answer to the question, can a Riptide fall back from a shard net?
I do not know.
Yeah, I think it only works
Shard net's infantry model, I believe.
That'd be stupid.
Yeah, this one witch just grabs a giant robot. And it's like, hey, you ain't going anywhere. Mate, that shard net ain't holding shit.
Little bloody fishing net over his foot and goes, "Ha, gotcha, mate."
Gotcha.
All right, we got some wounds that are going onto that middle Riptide.
No, do you know where the monster is?
The Troop Master.
Yeah.
I will do a little scout.
I'm going to take a stab and say he's in there. Bloody vent. On top of the building at the moment.
Yeah, so just taking a look, I'll show you where the Solitaire and the Troop Master is. So they are here. So look, it is potentially possible that Adam could bring a Riptide up to this sort of spot here. Sorry, geez, Riptide's just gone.
I think everything is just dumping into that middle tide.
Ouch. And he's just... Is it a CP, a strat that lets you move again, or something? That Venom that's just moved?
Fire and Fade?
Yeah.
Still in Fire and Fade.
I think that's the only one.
That's got him weak on.
That's huge to drop a tide from the first round.
Mate, I did... That's a lot, and he hasn't finished shooting. I think this could end up being a relatively quick game if he's able to drop a tide every turn.
I'm just trying to wonder how he's done it so quick. Was Adam say woeful from the Venoms, or is he stumping bloody blasters or something in his Venoms to get?
There's no blasters. There's no blasters. The Cabalites and Witches are bare bones.
And then, as same as Master Strider said, he's not using Doom or Jinx.
How the fuck did he
He was just like, yeah, so he made me pick them up by fucking literally being a hurricane, and then he shot all his and I rolled horribly.
Okay. All right. So you took the wrong drones away? Yeah. Okay. So, Adam. All right. So here's what's happened. Gather around, children, for a tale of how Simon mindfucked Adam into losing a Riptide. So there were 2 drones here and here. Okay. And then of course Riptide, but we all knew where that was. So he shot all his Venoms at the drones, and he could only see those 2 drones. He said that. And for some reason, and he said, his mistake, his cock up, Adam removed those 2 drones.
Oh.
Those 2 drones were the only drones in range of that Riptide, and then he unloaded with 3 Ravagers, and we found a lot of fallout. So that was just a poor play from Adam.
I guess that's just coming down to experience with Tao, right?
Yeah.
It's 100% from experience with Tao and drone. It's not easy, especially for the first 2 a dozen games.
Well, I thought he just picked up the for a second.
Like, that Yavara better not be dead.
Mate, that would be pretty brutal. Yavara and Riptide go on turn 1.
Easy,
Yeah.
bitches. Easy.
Yeah, exactly. Mate, so I don't think Simon should have got that Riptide in that first turn. I mean, like, obviously he did, and but I think Simon would be pretty happy with those drones being removed. Yeah, that was an epic stuff up.
Did he pick a character up with the Death Jester at all? Or?
I'll check what scores have gone in.
Range to do it.
No. So he's got 1 recon point and kill 1, hold 1. And yep. So he did not get Butcher's Bill. So he didn't kill enough of those drones to take out a unit. And so he just killed the 1 Riptide. Look, as I said, I feel as though the Yavara's got 14 drones sitting next to him. I don't know how quickly Simon can get through those drones before the Yavara starts doing some damage, but I don't think the Yavara points up. The problem with this list, if the Yavara does a reasonable job at taking out stuff like Venoms, but there's how many?
9,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, brutal. What can you do? I'm surprised you didn't tell Adam he was fucking up. Simon is a pretty honourable bloke, but this is the final, so ... all's fair. Look, if someone picks up casualties, and they're legit, like you could pick those casualties up, it's a mistake, but you can't really play the game for your opponent. Can you? Like, what would you guys do?
That's a tough question.
Like, I don't think there is any obligation on a player to stop their opponent making mistakes. Like, that's...
Like, friendly?
Oh, yeah, sure. No, 100%. If they were practicing for, say, the ETC, it was a practice game, they're like, all right, you just picked the wrong stuff. All right, this is what you've got to do next time. Then, yeah, that's a completely different story. But this is the final round of Masters. And for those that are new to the Down Under Network ANZ 40K Master Stream, I'm going to show you the bad boy trophy that we've got going on here. Whoop. Bit of glare going on. ANZ, where am I going? Glare. ANZ 40K Masters 2019. Heavy Bolt and Nerf Blaster. That's pretty damn sick. Simon wants it. His kids have said he needs to bring it home. And also the ANZ 40K Open, which Simon has a chance of winning that as well. If Simon wins this game, or Adam, whoever wins this game, they're going to go play the highest ranked player of the ANZ 40K Open. And the winner of that game gets a bolt gun. That fires. So
Simon's playing to win something for his kids, mate. There's no stopping.
Yeah, it does fire, in theory. Yeah, so Simon's family are currently on the Twitch chat, and it just said, we want that trophy. Yeah, we should, because kind of just jumped into it, go over the list. Who's running the tournament? Jeez, who's running the tournament? You guys have a bit of a chat. I think I've got a rules question for a sec. Keep them occupied, lads.
If Simon wins that gun, I'm going to repeatedly shoot his children. Without mercy. Just, can I get a thumbs up from Sonny if that's okay in the chat? Thank you.
Especially.
Oh, mate, Fedsy better run because I'm going to shoot that boy.
Steve doing?
Steve's just gone for a bit of a walkabout, has he?
Cheers, Hamilton.
So from what I can see, Simon's probably sitting on one objective at the moment in the bottom right corner. So if Adam can pick up a couple of cheeky kills...
Middle.
What's in...
On the middle one. So Adam's pushed to number 6.
Yeah, so if Adam can pick up a hold more, kill more this turn, and a Bush Bill...
Yeah, the problem is that he's just given up that bit.
Yeah.
Start.
And surprisingly enough, Venoms are actually half decent in combat. Especially a couple into a drone unit.
Not
against Riptides, but when it comes to bullying some little units, those Venoms can get some work done.
No, Simon's doing a pretty good job with Paladins, though. Jared, you can take that attitude elsewhere, mate. All right?
Yeah. This is a Victorian event that Queenslanders are going to dominate, right?
Well, consistency is key.
Yeah.
What's up, lad?
What are you painting these days, Jared? Have you shelved your Imperial Fists, mate?
Exactly. Get him out of here.
Yeah, get out of here, Doctor.
Are the bloodletters for you or Solly?
Don't tell me the bloodletters are for Solly.
Oh, Cameron on the gorilla hunch over the table. He's getting serious.
He's flexing on Simon to try and intimidate him.
He's getting serious now.
Pretty sure we could voice over to David Attenborough with his apes in the wild here to explain Cavalera's behaviour. Rocking the demons yourself, Jared. It's a bit of a change from the Imperial Fists. I thought the new Phobos patterns guys would have you reeled right back into them.
It's got every player on the face hard.
Yeah. Even non-Marine players going, yeah, I love Marines now.
Well, Jared, play a real Horde army. put the demons down, pick up the tyranny, do what's right.
I mean, there's only 2 points difference between a Termagant and a Demonette, mate. Just play Tony and
Okay, so I'm back. So we just had a Vect that cost him nothing. It was a free Vect. Yes.
All the time. He does
Yeah.
it all.
Mate, it's not very nice, is it? It's not very sporting.
Yeah, so do I, man. I just use Simon.
Yeah.
All right, so we're just, I think, marker lighting it up.
Dude, do you reckon?
I'm assuming Liam's game's finished because both him and his opponent are chilling behind the desk. Yeah, so
Just quickly, what did he Vect?
that's a very good question. All he said was he vected. I'll ask that question.
Yeah.
What did you vect? Marker light strat?
Yeah.
Yeah, the marker light strat.
So he didn't just do an open right.
Alright, so Venom has just died. There are 5 witches inside. This is the one right next to the Yavara down the bottom center. None of the witches died. They're popping on out. Alright, guys, so you just. Yeah. Alright. Jeez, just players finishing their games 2 hours early.
Yeah.
One super shock attack gun killed 2 Shadow Suns, so 2 Shadow Swords, 1 pass, and another tank commander. In 3 turns. In 3 turns, shoot twice. That's stupid.
I do remember Liam explaining the scale of which, like the sliding scale of which a shock attacks damage gets plotted. Like if you were to sit down and full nerd it out and plot it on a graph.
Yeah.
It's maximum damage output at 100% like optimized. So if you roll basically just all 6s is ridiculous. It's like a couple of hundred wounds.
I think we were talking about like 100. So you shoot twice, all the mortal wounds. Yeah, it's basically rolling nothing 6s. It's like 130 wounds.
Yeah, which is crazy from like an 80-point model.
Mate,
Yeah,
you're telling me.
Throw that material.
Yeah.
Mate, the nib carpet with a couple of shock attack guns.
Good time.
Probably bring more than the Gene Stealer cult car for the same price.
Well,
No, stick unit of looters in.
Yeah.
Bucket.
all right. So we are. The lovely Chelsea has just arrived, the better half of Matt number 1 Morosoli, and said number 2 Morosoli, you reckon? He's ranked number 1 right now, I think. Let's have a look. He's ranked number 1 right now.
He knows he's number 2 in his heart. Mate.
Yeah.
All right. So for those that want to see lists, they want to see how the Civic scores are going. Don't forget you head over to downthepairings.com. There's a link to the current game that's on the stream, and I will also put a link up to the leaderboard where you'll be able to see Army List and how everyone's going. Yes, a big shout out to our sponsors, Knights of Dice. If you head over to knightsofdice.com and enter the code ANZ40K 2019, and I'm just going to put that in the chat. If you enter that in the discount code when you're in the shopping cart between now and Friday next week, so the 15th of March, you'll get 15% off, which is a pretty awesome deal. They do MDF laser cut terrain, they do tokens, they do templates, they do army foam battle cases and stuff. Really cool stuff. Frontline Gaming Australia, thanks for their support, and OTV Terrain for theirs. Also, I think we've got JB Painting in the chat. I think I'm seeing him there. So I did mention it on the slide yesterday. Down on the network, which is Adam Camilleri, who's currently on stream, and myself are going from a duo to a trio. Jared is joining the team on a more official capacity. So you'll be able to find Jared's content on the Down on the Network channel and through the Facebook and Patreon stuff. We're going to have some more things with JB Painting. I haven't told him all the things I'm expecting to do, but he'll probably be painting prizes we give away. Saves me having to do it. And he's better.
Don't put yourself down like that, mate.
Mate, I painted 100 models and a display board in 4 nights for ARC. It was brutal. It was brutal.
I don't think 100 models in 6 years.
Who's painted all those gaunts? All right. You guys want to do a bit of a plug of Godhammer Gaming?
Oh, mate, where do we start?
Where do we find you? Where do we find Godhammer Gaming?
Check us out on Facey, mate. Have a look. We throw a few articles up every now and then. I'll do a little bit of a blog. Haven't done anything for few weeks, but going to start again soon. Check out all Simon's latest things.
Yeah, so Simon has only recorded one of his games, which was round one. The reason he's only recorded one so far is because he's been on stream every other game. So we'll be doing him a favor. We will download video for him. He can then do what he wants, put it up on his channels. We're cool with that. We love you guys.
Thanks, man.
So big shout out to our Patreons. So we have, if you go to patreon.com/downunder_network, you'll be able to see a number of different tiers. So if you're interested, you like what you're seeing here, you like the things that we're doing at the Down Under Network, you want to see more painting tutorials and painting stuff from JB Painting, you want to see more practical reviews, articles, etc. from Adam and myself. As I said, get behind it. We will also be, pretty much all those funds go straight into more gear. So that'll be product to potentially paint and give away. It will be new mics, new cameras. I have a dream of having like the top, like right now, I'm going to do a little bit of a turnaround. Turn around. So this is the top floor of House of War in Ringwood. And a stream table all the way over the right-hand corner.
Is it still a little hot box, man?
It's not that bad. Look, in summer, it's not. It can be pretty toasty. All right, but every other time of the year, pretty fine. There's pretty much 2 events. It's a bit warm, and on those ones we can always play downstairs. Like, we don't have to play up here. It's just we've also got this TO desk back here, which is pretty good, and a little less noise, even though there's still noise. A little less noise than that you would get downstairs. So my goal, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 5 tables in front of this TO desk. I would love to have a camera on all 5 tables and just be able to switch between games.
Had a big turn.
Adam had a big turn. Adam got 6 points.
Got Kilmore, Holdmore, which Raycon. It's going to be the big turn. It's probably decided how much he kills.
Yep.
I have 2 games on 1 wing left. I killed both of those. I had drones. And I think I'm good.
So there are 2 venoms that are on 1 wound left each. Adam that turn got kill 1, kill more, hold 1, hold more. 1 point for Butcher's Bill, 1 point for Recon. So had a pretty massive 6-point turn 1 versus Simon's 3-point turn 1. But as Adam just probably correctly put, I think this turn is pretty much the deciding turn. Now I'm just probably going to. I think I can make someone have rights to post links. I think. I've just had. I'm assuming that Sonia post some links, but we have links blocked on the Facebook, so on the chat. So I'm just going to put them up myself. Because that kind of guy.
Such a sneak.
I do what I can. Let's just bring up. So what are your which one of you, like, you go by the Greek god nicknames, don't you? On some of yours.
I follow it closely.
So I just put the Facebook link up, and well, that's it. And I'll put the YouTube one up as well. And there you go. Sorry?
Who's Master Strider?
Master Strider is... Man, I hate trying to remember all the different names. See, when I'm on here as me, I'm on here as Diff. So I guess I'm just as bad, but I mean, at least people know that.
That's an easy to guess though. Like, definitely, like
in context. I mean, I pretty much go by Diff on most things these days because it's I'm lazy, and Diff is only 3 letters.
Okay, enough.
Yeah, George G. He's not on the circuit, but he's pretty much in most of the videos. So most of the Twitch chats. All right, and are there any other games you guys want me to do a little roam about? We've got. We don't have a huge number of viewers. Do we have any Kiwis currently in the chat? I can go let you know how those lads are going. Or alternatively, yep. Sorry.
Hey, check out what Big Petey's doing.
Big Pete. All right, I'll get roll.
Il Capitan.
Give him a bit of a yap for us.
All right, so Peter Patel is playing against Adam Ponyboy Napier. So it's the pride of WA versus the pride of, well, I wouldn't say pride of South Australia, but the guy. So Pete, all right. So Napier's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of his 9 devilfish still survived. And then we've got Pete with Gilliman, Land Raider Crusader, and are they Centurions are dead?
Ooh.
Okay, they did their job though. Okay, so they are dead. Okay, they took 18 Seeker missiles to the face. They took out 2 units of Fire Warriors 3 units of Fire Warriors when they died, and 3 Devilfish. So they did they probably pointed up. They pointed up. Yeah. I know that isn't always like an exact science, but generally speaking, if something kills more points than it's worth, then it's a good start.
Yeah, it's done okay.
Going good? All right. We have Dave Umana versus Dean Sinbeck, and I'm pretty sure, was it this game, or was it Johnny that you said you would table? He didn't show up. I was last night at dinner and drinks. Two of the players requested that I change the pairings for round 4 to put them against each other because they wanted to put $100 on the table. That one would table the other.
Is Johnny playing this weekend?
He was playing yesterday. I got a message this morning basically saying that he wasn't coming in. I don't have a reason. I left him at 1 a.m. I think it was when Pete and I finished up with him and Dave Amana. We're going to get pantsed then. So Adam thinks he's going to get pantsed this turn. That's not a good... It's always going to happen. It's always going to happen. Well, maybe not if you took those 2 drones away. Yeah, that's all right. We'll see how it goes. See if we can pull it back for the network.
No chance.
So no chance. Jeez.
Adam's climbing gear on. He's trying to climb Mount Olympus right now.
He's trying to climb Mount Olympus. Jeez. He's a convict, so I'm sure he'll work out a way of getting up there. He'll cheat his way up. No, I'm kidding.
What are you working on at the moment, Diffie?
I want to finish off my orcs. I said I painted a shitload of orcs for a 1350 point tournament.
Get a shovel.
You say with a shovel?
Yeah, tip him into the bin. Like orcs off.
I love orcs.
No, get him out.
Why?
Can't stand him.
You can bring back pallies.
Oh, I'm giving it a go.
Yeah? You know I have a soft spot for paladins.
It's going okay.
Yeah? It to me, it feels too swingy. Like,
I'm playing them and Alaris and Samus.
Yeah. The thing that I just find that, like, you roll slightly under average and you just remove half a unit.
Yeah.
You roll slightly above average, you can win games without losing a model. Like, it's that was always. I'm a big fan of Death Star type armies. For those who don't know anything about me, but obviously in 8th edition Death Stars they ain't what they used to be. So my favorite army of all time was Pally Star.
Oh, come on, man. The Cypher Hounds with the flies was pretty up there.
Actually, that was pretty funny. That was stupid, though. That was stupid. Also, there was another Oz Masters that I did where I had 6 solo obliterators. When of course, yeah, and I was just like deep striking them like a champ. And then I had the Molophiends and some Demon Princes. And I came second. I made it to the final round against Michael Hamilton, and he came in with a Wraith Knight. This is, classic 7th Ed story. Came in with a Wraith Knight and just stomped everything. It just went ballistic. It's like, oh, you've got the I shot it with 6 obliterators. I charged it with 3 Molophiends, and he survives, and then goes, all 3 Molophiends are dead. Get off my table.
I abuse the stomp rule as much as every other guy out there, but I am so glad that it does not exist anymore.
It's a stupid rule.
It was
so
it was the dark age of 40k, let's be honest.
Yeah. Okay, so both these lists have been on the stream, so we kind of skipped over going through them in detail. At the start of the game, Adam's Camilleri, I'll read the blurb at the start. A little something from your boy to read out on stream. Let's hope I don't cop this up. Make sure they all know it's my first time as Tal. Fucking fish cow, tuna beef, weirdo looking gill bastards with hooves. So that's Adam's list. No. So he's run 3 into 5 strikes, Shadow Sun, a Fireblade, double bursts, Riptides, 7 shield drones, 3 high yield SMS broadsides with 6 shield drones. Their Tau set, a total of 13 Tau set shield drones. Then he's got a Borkin Outrider with Ethereal, 2 units of 7 shield drones, so 14 in total, and a Yavara. And then he's got a Sakia Vanguard with Fireblade, Marker Light, and then 3 Firesight Marksmen. Cheapest way to get Marker Light as well, pretty much. And yeah.
That's the best op.
And then Simon's list is just Venoms and Ravages. So he's got double Archon, 3 units of Cabalites, 2 Lamians, 3 Ravages, and then I think that's 10 Venoms. It's ridiculous that a Ravager can get a dedicated transport, but anyway, that's another story. Cult of the Cursed Blade, he then has another battalion, so double Succubus, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 unit of 5 Witches, all with Shardnet and Impaler, an extra Venom, so that makes 11 Venoms. He then has a Troop Master, Death Jester, and Solitaire, and that is his list. Yeah, Master Striders, hang on, 11-ish Venoms, 3 Ravages, and some Chaff. The chaff is what makes some of these. I mean, there's some really tech choices in there. So against Liam, the Solitaire with the Kegger Rose doing flat 3 damage. There was some good rolling on Simon's part and bad rolling on Liam's. Simon did 7 wounds, Liam failed 6 of them, which are 3 up saves, and he killed 6 Meganobs with 1 swing. That hurt. So this, what do you do? Like,
just quickly here, if you're coming into the chat where Master Strider said once the go over, what do you think the difference between this style list from 6 and 8? Because those witches bring a good amount of depth into.
Yeah, so I think the difference between this list and the one we saw in 6th edition, you'll notice that he's gone extra ham on the Venoms and hasn't paid the extra points for the usual stuff that you would have seen in the 6th Ed list. We would have seen Blasterborn, Trueborn, we would have seen Blasters in all those Cabalite squads, and you probably wouldn't have seen a single Witch squad, I think would be fair to say. The Witches, they help out with movement, but also that Chardonnay and Impaler is an amazing tech choice for 6 units of Witches. I don't know. I think when you get this table specifically, actually all the tables pretty much the same here at House of War, at least in amount of line of sight blocking train and so on. When you blow up a Venom, in the first couple of games that Simon had on stream, there was a few things that had either deep strike or the jump, and so those Witches, when the Venom went down, it's just like, well, they've just got a zone denial at that point, and so they're still a very pivotal role in the game. Whereas here, I don't know what those Witches really do if when you take that Troop Master out of the equation and he gets to Overwatch.
Yeah, they wouldn't do much. Yeah.
But in general, that's the thing. I mean, 5 Witches, man, you have to roll pretty hot to survive Overwatch when you're a 5-man squad.
If Adam's bridging all his support drone, then it's going to be pretty easy to just eat the Overwatch.
Eat the Overwatch with what?
I don't think Riptide does that much Overwatch.
If it's Nova'd up for 18 shots with its smarts and its tower set, you'll probably kill it on Overwatch. Or anyone on Overwatch.
Okay. So I'm just going to see if I can see what sort of wounds are left on those 2 big robots that are left. We've also got the Yavaro down the bottom center, which has 1 wound left or 1 wound taken. 1 wound taken. And then the Riptide up the top left has just had the 1 wound taken. So they're pretty much on full profile. The broadsides, there were 3 at the start, there's now 2. All right. So we've got a few drones fighting the dust. Well done. Use the Godhammer dice. No. Alright, so they're just looking at doing a charge with the... Alright. So the guy that eats up the Overwatch just rolled double 1s on his charge. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yo.
Yeah, so the Troop Master just rolled double 1s on his charge.
Rough.
Yeah.
Rough.
But there's a Solitaire that looks like he's out of line of sight, which is about to charge that Riptide as well. So, as I said before, Adam really needed to make sure that, that he was charging not from out of line of sight, because I think that's, going to hurt.
Is that Riptide within 6 of the 2 broadsides hanging at the back?
I think that's more than 6, but I can always have a look. We have the technology. Yeah, more than 6. We've got some Cabalite Warriors charged against the Fire Warriors. The strikes up the top left-hand corner. All right.
He pulled the wrong out.
Say again, sorry?
I think he pulled the wrong broadside out when he got shot at.
Why?
The top one made him sick.
On to the rules question.
You made 7th edition rules right now that Yavaro just burning over all those Venoms. There's that flame rule last edition, the bane of open top sports.
You're telling me.
Be interesting. Butcher Bills.
Yeah, I think it's going to bottom in the last man.
I don't know if that was a choice from Simon as a last minute decision or something, but
So there was just a question about how OBSEC works. Just, pretty basic mechanic.
We've just come back to Simon's Butcher's Bill, and I wonder if that bites him in the end.
Well,
He should get it this time.
He'll get it this turn.
yeah, he should. I can't see him not getting Butcher's Bill this turn.
Should get a- over there, Nicky.
So it's just a Venom left on 1 wound. Jodo-san almost pops, not quite, a Venom in Overwatch. He hit with both of his shots. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, this turn is probably going to be the longest turn. Oh, no, that's fine. Good time. Yeah.
I'm worried we're not going to get 6.
All right. We'll see how they go. I reckon.
Iffy,
What's up?
did the Solitaire make the charge?
The Solitaire made the charge. Yes. The Troop Master was the one who rolled double ones.
Okay.
Did the Solitaire blitz?
Did he blitz? No idea.
Someone likes his blitzing Solitaire.
Mate, this is a cluster. Yeah. Simon's army has. Look, he doesn't have as many models as one of Eric's armies, but the amount of board presence this army takes up is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's sick.
So, you guys still think your predictions are still going with Simon, or do you think that Butcher's Bill calls?
Back him. You can't just jump off the boat when it gets a bit rocky.
Mate, I love jumping off boats. I'll push people out of the way while I'm doing it.
So I dived off the tyranny boat, so don't worry.
Mate, I feel as though Simon is a lot more practiced with his list. Like a lot more practiced with his list. Adam literally had played 2 games with Tau before this event. But
It's only hard to beat.
well, exactly. He won his first few games, making mistakes but still getting the wins. I think it's a good lesson. It's got a rules question.
The rabbit. Oh, sorry. Yes. Is he focused?
All right. Simple rules question. I like having people on helping me doing the stream. Means I can just mute off for a while and you guys have a chat. Save my voice a little.
Yeah, we're talking about Adam secondaries now, where he's picked Recon, but now aren't notoriously a mobile list, like a Fury sort of style. So,
Yeah. Well, he got Recon turn 1, but I think turn 2 onwards is going to be a struggle. Look, once again, I think this is a completely different game if he still had his Riptide, which he probably should have had. Adam will be kicking himself.
I'll be kicking out.
Hey, at least he's making these mistakes here and not at ETC.
Yeah, it's true. That is very true.
Well, this is the thing. Like, so Adam has only just jumped onto Tau for the ETC team. So instead of coming to Masters and playing a list he's more familiar with, he's decided, no, I'm on Tau. I've got to get these games in. So he's put the Australian team first, rather than, as I said, playing something he's probably a little bit more familiar with. Good on him.
I mean, it won't help him when it comes to the group chat. Everyone's still going to rip on him.
Oh yeah, for sure. Master Strider says, "Whose Tau is Adam using?" It is owned by Jack Bowering, but painted by Kane, the Skeletal Marshal. Mate, these guys are moving terrain like it's going out of fashion. And the terrain's been moved. Like, it was deliberately. This table was set up a specific way from the get-go. You can tell it's been moved because it was sprayed in the position, so everyone knew exactly which piece went where at all times. So all that black stuff that's like next to the pieces around Simon, Big Daddy, Glitchovic's big head, just to his right. You see the big black area where there's just terrain not there anymore?
Which one's Simon?
Yeah, it's pretty hard to tell them apart.
I did say that at the start. So they've basically got the exact same haircut, the exact same facial hair. They both wear glasses. all you can do at the moment is tell that Simon is wearing a black and gold shirt, and Adam is wearing the Down on the Network wife beater.
I think it's time to bust out the Nico Diffie and just mark which one it is on the top of their head so we can tell.
Oh, mate. Do I have a marker? Hold on. We are absolute professionals here at Down on the Network.
We draw on our players' heads.
All right.
Dude, get the stencil and just that.
Well, I was thinking stickers.
Yeah.
Mate, it's not. I'm looking at their hair. It's short, but it's not that short.
Just do it anyway. Yeah, here we go.
Nah.
Just
Nick, look, what I'll try and do is I'll try and rig it so as next round the stream game has 2 bald people on it, and I'll draw on both their heads.
Sing back on there.
Send back and Liam, 2 baldies.
Yeah, or David Mana, the baldy.
Oh, mate, I might as well just buy a ticket and come down.
Well, you could have played in the Open.
I could have played in the Open.
And Eric, you could have played in the.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't give Simon a chance, though.
So,
we already robbed him at CanCon. We can't do it again.
mate, maybe we did all right. Jez got second place, and we took out the LVO trip. I say we, I didn't do shit.
Who did Jeremy lose to?
Eric, the man, the myth, the legend, Lathuris. But Jeremy Marigold Martino, yeah. He did pretty well, though, with the Death Watch.
Marigold, so good.
Yeah, I know. Big shout out to the Falcon from 40kstats.com for that name.
Accidental
sorry?
too.
Yeah, it was accidental. They're like, oh, this guy Jeremy Marigold from Australia, like, you know, has won CanCon back to back or something. I can't remember the exact quote, but it's something like that. As like, we are never letting that go.
Jeremy Marigold is the name on his pass. He gets his
Mate.
Could have change his name.
What a
Oh.
You would have loved it.
Alright. His 9-inch nail cover band.
Oh, shit.
Alright. Hopefully you can still hear me. Nah, probably not. The phone that I'm using for Discord is running flat. So hopefully the hands-free, or maybe the headset. One sec, you talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
I can barely tell what's happening in that big cluster at the top there. I see a Riptide and then just shit sprinkled around.
I reckon Manny's just going to try and firework and just tag them. Like whatever's in base. Tide. It's tide. Five.
Yeah. But I mean, once the tide leaves.
These little.
I'm pretty sure in Simon's book, Vector's 1 seat.
By watching, man, he's got a pack of Crayola crayons sitting in his case. He's sponsored, mate.
And his codex is spelled with a K.
Yeah, see, it's here. I've written it here. Look. Writing it down on the initiative.
Alright, so we haven't scored yet? No problem.
This would have been a very, very no.
So they're just determining what Shadowstun still has to have a swing, but he definitely got Butcher's Bill that turn. He's killed like 5 units. One hit from Shadowstun. Shadowstun is not a combat beast, that is for sure. 4 attacks, 1 hit, wounds on 3s, rolls a 1.
No,
I mean, I don't think he was expecting Shadowstun to like come out swinging but something would have been better than that.
No,
you're good.
You're good, bro. 3 to 10. It's 7 point.
How do you manage a 7-point turn?
Second.
I'll have a look.
Oh, you know, that's right. No, all good.
So Simon got kill 1, hold 1, and the bonus. 2 headhunter points, 1 butcher's bill, and 1 recon. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, all right.
Did the broadside just move away?
Looks like it. Yeah. So we've got the broadsides that are here. Have just taken a step back. So we still have a Riptide. We still have a Yavara. Both drones squads for the Yavara have popped. The Riptide is just fallen on back out.
Has Simon pinned any Fire Warriors or anything?
What's the combat shenanigans looking like in that Riptide Venom combat?
You're talking about the kind of AV symbol, where that is?
The Clusterfuck.
Sorry?
Has he pinned anything?
I don't think he has, from where I'm looking. Because there was no Fire Warriors in that center area, so I'm pretty sure everything in that area... there was an Ethereal in there, but the Ethereal wasn't actually in combat, I don't think. And the couple of characters that are there aren't pinned, I don't think. So, no, I don't think he's pinned anything of relevance in that center. He may, up that top left-hand corner, may have some things pinned on either of those 2 objectives, but definitely doesn't have it on either of those ones.
This could be a pretty big turn for Adam, because he does have, Simon does have 2 Venoms on 1 wound still, does he not?
He does. He has 2. I think he may even have more than 2 Venoms on 1 wound.
You're a fuck.
Oh, it's just come up, has it? I told you there's a little bit of a lag. Where you come here for the professionalism. All right, Yavara is just going to go ballistic. He's going to go up there. He's going to eat. Look, if you can get those Ravagers down, that'd be nice. What's the Archon arm with these days?
Venom Blade.
Yeah, probably just a Poison Blade.
One has a Husk Blade, one has a Venom Blade.
Ooh.
So...
See, if Adam here, if he can have a good turn where he decks a couple of Venoms, keeps getting his Recon and Butcher Bill points, it may still hold him in the game. May.
Yep. But like at the end of this round, you just end up with...
I'll just be left with.
1 second while I just do some maths on round timing.
Fucking.
Sean Hogan. Yeah, mate. Sean Hogan, that's 45 minutes left in the round. Sean Hogan, 45 minutes. So do you reckon he goes for the Ravagers at this point?
Oh, I think it's a mistake.
Yeah, I'd keep hosing Venoms.
Well, he's run out of drones, though, so those 3 Ravagers, like the Yavara and the Riptide, are going to be doing the bulk of the work now. Those broadsides in the bottom, the left-hand corner, I think, are going to get pinned by characters and witches in Simon's next turn, probably. So the Riptide and the Yavara don't really like those Ravagers hanging around.
Do the Ravagers really do that much Riptides? Like, when you break it?
I know, they killed 1 first turn.
Well, yeah. But, like, on paper...
Yeah, but if turn 3, he takes out the Yavara, and turn 4, he takes out the Riptide, like, if he doesn't deal with the Ravagers, he could lose a big bot every turn.
I
All right.
think that can happen.
Even with the Venoms, you reckon?
Well, if the Troop Master's still alive, he charges 1 solitaire charge.
So the Troop Master is right there. So he is about 6 or 7 inches top left of the Riptide. He's not the closest model. We've got some Witches and Cavalette Warriors on that center objective. So that Troop Master, he's getting a charge. I'm assuming Tau don't have... I mean, Tau have a lot of shenanigans. They don't have a shenanigan that lets him shoot that Troop Master, does he?
This could be really bad. If Adams forgot about the 6-inch Horizon Harlequin, tragic.
Yep.
Master right in right
If
now.
he's within 6, really bad.
He looks pretty close. He looks pretty close.
I think Simon's popping. Yeah.
Sorry? Simon's what?
I think he's within 6, and Simon will pop it and head in.
Yep.
You can't overwatch.
Yep. I mean, I think we're looking at a pretty convincing or a pretty strong position for Simon at the moment. I don't know what Adam does. Like, I mean, as I said, you can't ignore the Ravagers because you could lose potentially, because both those bots are at least wounded. Not hugely, but they are wounded. Both those, if you start losing one of those a turn, you're just dead. But that's game because he doesn't have the breadth left in in the list to get the job done.
Yeah.
But then, as I said, I mean, if he's put himself in a position where he's just going to get a heroic intervention from either the Troop Master, like, would you do it? Because you can't Overwatch heroic intervention, can you? Like,
Nope.
I know you can't Overwatch that Troop Master anyway, but there's also, I think, just to the right of that Riptide, a Death Jester. So, do they get that same? It's just a Harlequin character, right?
Right.
Yeah. So technically, if that Death Jester is in range, or the Death Jester's not going to do enough damage to really, you wouldn't bother charging that in.
But it locks it in for Overwatch in Simon's turn.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So effectively, that's what you're doing, using it to block in.
Yeah, it doesn't kill it.
Hold on one second.
You- Father.
Just one of the players who was playing the buy player just wanted to know how to enter his scores. All good.
Oh.
Venom spam is crazy. Too many targets. There are, and each target, you have to the amount of effort to take out that target. It's not a small feat.
It just gets better in ETC form.
Yep.
Yeah, they're deceptively hard to kill for something that looks like a little plane, and for people who are playing last edition, easy their way to kill last edition. They are deceptively hard one.
Yep.
So we missed the Venom up top, so it must be one of the one we want to be down.
Which Venom? Sorry.
The top left of the screen.
That was in combat with Fire Warriors before. Has he may have fallen back with the Fire Warriors and then shot it with something else, or the Fire Warriors have pistols because they only have one wound left.
You have to buy pistols for them at 1.8.
He probably hasn't done that. Who the hell does that? 6 strikes with Shazui, 35 points. That's all I got. There may be something else that did the damage.
The orbital bombardment strat.
Hold on. Got another rules question. I'll
Yeah, I think they're even cheaper than 70 points, man. The twins in the rifle instead of upgrading. Because you don't really need the second. Yeah. It was... Yeah, and you actually don't lose that many shots, man. Like at 24, you've got 5 shots as opposed to 6.
Is it not as a twin underneath?
Cannon. So 5 opposed to 6 initially. Which gives you like another 2 boats if you're running a list like Simon.
2 boats is huge, yeah.
And he's running them all as Blackheart Venom inside target. So they were 6 up real ones here from the Living News guy. Sick. I don't know if Simon can shut down broadsides from here though.
If Adam can punch his way back where the AV symbol is, he can sort of buy himself a turn there, and he hoses the Venoms instead of the Ravagers. He might be able to buy himself a turn with the broadside, give him a bit of free reign.
It's not even that. He can't charge it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a line of sight.
It doesn't. It's going to charge out a line of sight. 16. When you've only got bits and pieces of shit left. The Death Jesters. I reckon it's going to come down to if Adam forgot about that strat.
Yeah. Or depends. If Adam's breached Nova Charge, so he's got 3 people and top level shooting, it might be able to survive it.
But I know you're not. You can't
then what's left for charge?
So
Quite easily. I mean, he'll still have his up and solitaire 5.
he's measuring it.
Yeah,
There it is. Did that look like it?
as well.
It wasn't.
It looked like it was. Like that 6 inch there.
No Ravage. He's charge. 5 words.
Be interesting to see what he shot then, because Yuvara should get pretty easily.
You see the combat. Yuvara shot.
Hmm.
Oh, Yuvara shot.
Ah. The other.
Shot that down. Top right.
Yep.
Right. Look at this guy. Make something. That's a song. Instead of into too bad, man. Those switches might be Fire Warrior Soul. 60.
Yeah.
He just gets.
You're up. Yeah. Bust out the decks. Bust out the decks, mate.
Yep, there it
Alright.
is. Yeah,
Those broadsides have had their chicken cooked.
that's
That at first, he did move
yeah.
pretty far back. I thought it would have.
All right, lads, and stream chat. I got a rules question that I probably want some extra input in on. You can hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so we have a Lehman Russ with 2 heavy bolter sponsons. For measuring distance, you measure to and from the hull for a vehicle. And during movement, it says no part of the model's base or hull can move further than its distance. Full stop. It cannot be moved through other models or through terrain features such as walls. The question is, if the gap between an infantry model and a wall is the width of the hull, can those sponsons effectively, you know, go through the wall? I don't know any other way of describing that. You know what I'm saying?
I was pretty sure the sponsors were ignored because there was a master mission or an eternal war mission where crap comes in from reserve.
Yep.
The Shadow Sword's got huge width on its sponsons. I don't think it actually.
Yep.
You ignore it.
But where do you know where it might say that?
Wouldn't have a clue, man.
I looked in the guard FAQ, I looked in the rulebook FAQ. I can't see anything about sponsons really covering that example. How would you rule it?
Well, it depends. I mean, has the guard guy been measuring range and shit from that all tournament?
Not range, but line of sight.
Well, that's fine.
I think if you're measuring line of sight to it, so if line of sight says you can measure, any part of the hull.
No,
That says any part of the model.
I would say.
Link to it, so it mentions it. It says rulebook FAQs is done. It's all distances on vehicles measured to the hull, sponsons, guns, and stuff do not count.
It's distances. Yeah.
So he says hull, turrets, aerial bases, and sponsons are ignored.
All right. And what's that from?
It says in the main. I'll ask Josh as soon as.
All right. I'm gonna have another look at the rulebook FAQ. Bear with me. God, guys.
All the dark vehicles met basic stuff for the Ravage.
It's tough because a lot of times where it come into play, your vehicle has to fly. So like no one gives a fit. Fly over the wall anyway. I'd say because they're purchased as an upgrade, the weapons are purchased as an upgrade of the sponsors.
Yeah. Best response.
Yeah, I'd say because they're a weapon, they're not. Thank you, Mike Bask.
Yeah, because that happened with Insult, with the Shadow Sword. So being tagged Adams default phase. Now someone's going to wrap onto that with everything.
Yeah, I thought Adams on the right move, moving the broadsides right back off the left-hand side of the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty stupid, but
I think now the broadsides being wrapped on this provides a proper bit of punishment. Some his way to a victory.
if he flops, okay. He wouldn't have done the gun.
All right, so we had to rule it that a 4+ was in order to make that decision because the designer notes say that the sponsons don't count towards the hull, but the rulebook says that for measuring distances, you measure to the hull, but in a separate sentence, it says the model cannot move through other models. So you could argue that it's a different sentence, and therefore, yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. So in the end, I said, look, guys, this is, yeah. Anyway, it was stupid.
Shitty.
I hate 4+ and rules, but like literally, it was I would have to go over that with a fine-tooth comb to try and work that one out. And I went through FAQs, couldn't find anything.
So while you were gone, Simon pulled off some Fire Warriors in Adam's turn.
Yep.
Got a free console into the broadsides. So I know no Overwatch coming out of there.
Ouch. So those broadsides just were too close.
Yeah, and the Troop Master wasn't shot at, but Simon didn't heroic intervene either, so I think he's just pushed into the middle to have the option of charging one of the two tides.
Yep.
So the one he doesn't kill with the Rapid, just we'll cop the Troop Master.
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes. Look, both those. So we're in. Are we in turn 3 now? We're in turn 3 now. So they both got kill 1. Simon got kill more. They both got hold 1. Adam got hold more. Simon got the bonus. And so Adam is up by 1 point, but it's very swingy now.
Yeah, I think it's in the way.
All right, so we're just checking distances from. Trying to check exactly who's checking range for charge, I think. Yeah, so the Troop Master has charged the Yavara, and it looks like some witches have gone in there to lend a hand as well.
Yeah,
All right.
Well, maybe he's got headhunter, so it's probably.
So Simon has 2 Headhunter points. Adam has 1 so far. Adam's got Butcher's Bill twice. Simon's got it once, and they've both got Recon. So yes, we will see. Simon's going to struggle to probably get Butcher's Bill from now on because all the cheap, easy units are gone. Or he might get Butcher's Bill this turn because he might kill those broadsides and the Yavara. Assuming he does enough to get through that Yavara.
I don't think. I think he's more likely to kill the Yavara than the broadside.
With everything that's over there?
I think he's more likely to kill the Yavara than the broadside.
Yep.
I think he's just tagged the broadsides just to stop him shooting.
Yep. So he tagged them in. He tagged them in Adam's turn, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't get to shoot the broadsides, which means he's just trying to. He's just charging in. Now, what's the movement of a broadside?
5.
5. They have the fly keyword, right? But no,
No,
they used to, didn't they?
Broadsides.
No.
No, they never have.
I swear they used to.
Oh, maybe they fly keyword didn't
Well, maybe not the
exist.
fly keyword.
No.
At least have jump.
Yeah.
They used to item that stopped you from moving and shooting with a heavy weapon.
Okay. Anyway, he's going to lock him in so they can't get out. So even if he doesn't get through them, those broadsides are effectively done for the game.
Yeah.
Which means Yavara, if you can get the Yavara down, which he has. That is all she wrote. This Riptide looks, that's all that's left pretty much, looks severely wounded.
Simon's a wizard.
Oh, Adam made a terrible, terrible mistake in Simon's first shooting phase that realistically cost him the game, which was taking the wrong drones in shooting casualties. Like he should have had an extra Riptide in Adam's first turn. Yep. Hey, although that being said, if we're looking at it from an Australian ETC team perspective, as I said, it's better that he gets these mistakes out now. It's what happens when you put a player on a new codex and they decide to play it in the big leagues.
Yeah, well, it's just an experience with but
Yep.
You're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna fuck that up. Well, playing that sort of army.
Morrisoli is just to my right, but your left. Who's just said he's allowed 2 more mistakes and then he's off the team. At least he's playing.
Solid for a different country then.
What was that, sorry, brother?
Tell someone he's playing for the Swiss.
Who's playing for the Swiss? Camilleri.
No,
No,
Solly.
Solely can play for the Swiss. All right.
I'd rather not go. Good luck finding another raid.
We'll get some Swedes. I know some good Swedes.
Oh, get Big Gimme.
Oh, mate, he's a loose unit. I love that man.
I read that as Sully can play cucks.
Yes, I know.
I read that too. We've all got it on the mind. So big shout out to our sponsors, Knights of Dice. Once again, head over to knightsofdice.com and enter ANZ40K 2019 in the discount code, and you get 15% off until March the 15th, so next Friday. They do laser cut terrain predominantly, so you can get the more no-frills variety with their Tabula Rasa range, which basically is just that. It's basic terrain at a really cheap price, very functional terrain, or alternatively, you can go their more detailed terrain. Slightly larger price tag on it, but really has all the bells and whistles. For those that play other game systems out of 40k, you're dead to me. No, I mean, if you play, Malifaux or any of the steampunk games, there's some really awesome terrain. They have some terrain for the Batman game that they've done. Not that they've done, you get what I'm saying. They do tokens, they do foam, they do carry cases, support the businesses in the community that help the community. They also have sorted us with a stand for our ANZ 40k Open winner. So careful, don't break it on me. Yeah. All right. So this is the prize / well, it's not prize, trophy, the ANZ 40k Open. So that is a working shooting bolt gun with the ANZ 40k Open 2019 champion label. I don't want to give it away. I want to keep it. I should have won it. Yeah, sure. Big shout out to Frontline Gaming Australia for their support. You can get their FLG mats. You can get the ITC terrain through those guys. And another shout out to OTP Terrain. So they do 3D printing terrain and other services. So you can get anything from 6mm up to 32mm terrain. So that's Titanicus up to 40k, everything in the middle. They do some World War II game stuff. They do some fantasy style stuff. They do tiles for the Shadespire or Warhammer Underworld game. So yeah, check out them. They're some great shit. Back to this game. We are, I think, on turn 3. They just haven't pressed the turn 3 button. So I'm just going to press it for him. So we are at the top of turn 3. Simon is out of CP. Adam has 3 CP left. So no more Vex coming from Simon. Because while he may be able to effectively have a free Vect with his Harlequin Warlord trait, he still needs it to spend in the first place.
That Warlord trade is so triggering.
Mate, it's crazy.
Fucking wrecked. Do you know what it is?
So basically, yeah, you roll a dice. If you roll the same number as the command points of the strat, you get those command points back. So with a Vex, you have to roll a 4, and he rolled a 4, and he got 4 command points back.
But why is it not limited to 1? Doesn't make sense.
Because reasons.
That's it.
Uh,
Sort of the Death Guard character where if you roll a 7 on 2 dice, you get 1 back.
yeah, that's not as good.
No, it's not as good, no, but you know,
Yeah, that's trash by comparison.
it's significantly worse. But
What is he like? What is the most amount of command points you can spend in one stratagem? Is it 4?
Well, not if 2 Dark Eldar players decide to keep vecting each other.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Or you find out the hard way, like Lachlan Carter at CanCon playing against a Knight player. The Knight player pops his operate at full capacity strat at the start of the turn.
Yep.
So goes to vect it. The guy goes, "That's okay, man. I can just pop it again because I'm not in a phase."
Ha!
So we can just keep round in circles.
That's crazy. Is that because is that a start of turn, not start of movement phase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah. Master Stride's right here, so like vect can be put up to 5 if your opponent has a Colexus.
Calidus, yeah.
Sorry,
Yep.
Calidus.
All right, so that Riptide. Look, Adam can probably just try and play for a. What is he doing? What are they doing? It's movement terrain. Adam doesn't have a whole lot left.
Not just one. Right.
Like, might do another roam and see if I can confirm, but I'm pretty sure we have a Riptide. We have a lone broadside, and I think that might be it. That's that sucks. All right, let's.
It's easy. Yeah.
All right, can you guys hear me? Cool. So we have a Riptide with not many wins. So we do have 4 Fire Warrior on an objective in the top left-hand corner against the Venom. We have a single broadside in combat with Solitaire, Lemayan, Succubus, some Witches, and 2 Venoms. Riptide. How many wins did Riptide got?
14. Okay.
So it looks like they take 13 wins. Oh, so it's taken 1 win. Okay, yep, no. So he's that Riptide's pretty much just running around doing his thing. Yes, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 models left of the tower. But one of those models is a Riptide.
I'm pretty sure Riptide's 14.
Yeah, he is. He's pushed the count down so as people on the stream can see how many wins are left.
Obviously does.
Yeah, obviously doesn't work because we can't see the dice.
All right. How did Pete's Patel go?
He has a model left on the board.
Could you guys hear that?
No.
All right, so
What if I talk about it?
he got the win. So Pete Patel got a 39-point win and killed 8 devilfish. That's pretty big win to Australian ETC team captain. How do you feel about that one, Mr. Napier?
Pete played it very well, and my turn 1 kind of did me in, so it was over in.
Suck it, tower fag.
Mate, come on. Don't need sandpaper? Got some Kiwis suggesting that we should that we've been using sandpaper on our dice. That's a cricket joke for those that know what that is. That broadside, he kicked the bucket, and the Solitaire has then run up to the top left-hand corner. So Solitaire's up on objective 2, and so up there you've got the Solitaire, who I think has 3 wounds left against 4 Fire Warriors. But the Solitaire has the support of Venom as well. So. A bunch of stuff lining up against that Riptide. So So we are top turn 4. Simon is hammering through his 4th turn. Clockwise, Simon has 12 minutes left, Adam 37. But as I said, there's not a huge amount left on Adam's side, so we'll just see how that goes.
I call it throwing.
I'm right here with nuts in my mouth.
Yeah. Well.
Well, you're tricking Simon already.
Cashews, mate. Cashews. That's where it's at. So those scores should be up to date now.
And we should look with Simon on 19 points. There's not a huge amount of things left for Adam to do. So the Harlequin dude, the Tripmaster, he's still rocking around and has just charged in against the Riptide, and so no Overwatch. Tough luck.
So, Diffie, what's your thoughts on ATC? Are you guys looking at streaming that one too?
We will be streaming that one. Yep. Well, I'll be streaming it with a co-host.
Who's the co-host?
I don't know if we're saying yet. He's a dude. He lives in Queensland.
Just say it, mate.
Is Pat free that weekend, isn't he?
Is who?
Patrick free.
No, Pat hasn't asked. He hasn't asked to get involved. I probably would have let him get involved.
We'll keep it a secret.
You'll keep it a secret? Oh, all right. He's bald.
Oh, Hayden, you're not playing anymore.
No, yeah, I dropped out of the team and I'm going to be streaming now.
There's not too many bald guys up there that I know.
No,
Come on, do the math.
Roy
Come on.
basically counts as a bald dude now. So.
So does Liam. Simon's about 6 months off.
Yeah, out of the guys that aren't already playing, come on.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
Right.
Mate, if you guys still haven't worked
So-
it out, then
We know who it is.
who is it? Who is it?
Hey, you want us to say it?
Yeah, you can say it. I don't care if you know who it is.
It's Gumby.
Gumby.
Yeah.
He's now in the
Dad,
chat.
yeah.
He's in the chat now. He's
Is he?
yeah.
Hey, Dad.
We'll trash talk the shit out of you the entire weekend.
So you're gonna keep playing Orc Stiff?
Who knows? I really would like to try something a little different from the Chaos. Orcs, I'm enjoying Orcs. The issue I have with it is the list I want to run competitively has a billion models, and even if I can get my turns in, which I'm confident I can, my concern is that every single freaking game I'll be the last one finished, and like that I hate that.
Oh, it's not always like that. Do it.
All right, Master Strider says go the Niner Blitz. I could go Niner Blitz. I am a big fan of Abaddon. I want to know how big the new Abaddon model is.
He's Gilliman size.
He is Gilliman size? Yeah. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
We need a new Gaz model.
And the Blitz are same size as like Storm Vermin from Sigma, the big dude.
That's pretty.
The big models, very big models.
All right. He brings the length and the girth. Mate, have you seen the memes of Gilliman? What happened?
Gilliman.
Oh, one second, guys.
That one's
Put
great.
9 wounds onto a Death Jester. Yep. So, how many wounds does he have? Yep. So, yep. Roll better. All right, Simon, roll worse. So for those who couldn't hear that that waffle coming from my co-host, Mr. Camilleri, he did 9 wounds onto the Death Jester who has a 4-up invuln. He needed him to fail 3 of them to die. He failed 1.
Classic Simon.
Mandatory. It's ITC, so if one player asks for it, it's mandatory. Yep. Oh, there's been a handshake. Oh, the Riptide's dead. That's the handshake. I think there might be some Fire Warriors technically still alive at the top left-hand corner, but that's all she wrote. Brutal.
Oh, congratulations, Simon. Well done, mate.
Good work, Daddy Gojkovic.
Big gotcha, dude.
Big gotcha, dude.
So we'll let them do their tallies. They'll put the scores in just a sec. But yes, coming back to that meme I was talking about, we have where we have Abaddon and Gilliman with instead of their swords, they've got tennis rackets.
Yeah, they're playing tennis.
So good.
Tennis, that's awesome.
And I laughed way too hard at the Abaddon off thing.
Yeah.
Off.
Yeah, the off switch. So this game here, look, it would have been I still think it was probably in Simon's favour, even if Adam didn't make that big mistake turn 1. But if he didn't make that mistake turn 1, it would have been a much closer game. Obviously, it would have been another Riptide that first turn. How do you feel? So besides the mistake with the removing the incorrect drones in that first turn, what do you think Adam could have done differently? And how do you think Simon went?
Man, I honestly think Adam needed to really stack that top side deployment, push with all 3 tides, shielding himself, like sort of creating like a big front face.
Yep.
With tides shielding him, he's got the back 2 objectives locked down, and he really put the pressure on Simon. Simon has to keep with everything. He can't kind of dance around because Adam's standing on top of the objective.
Yep.
It kind of puts it on Simon to really create the game instead of just kind of being able to do whatever he wants all over the table.
It's massive line of sight blocking for your drones too, so you don't have to worry about taking the wrong drones because they're just not going to get shot. So.
Yep.
They could have deployed behind that big fucking wall, and it would have been fine.
Probably not. All right, so I think we will try and get one of these guys on. We'll see if I can get all the technology working. In theory, that should be doable. I think they're talking through their mistakes.
What do you think, Diff? What do you think Adam should have done?
Look, I think if he had gone up in that top left-hand corner and first turn kind of just put his Riptides, Yavara, and Broadsides just on the other side of that wall, all the drones behind it, then he pretty much means that he can't be charged from out of line of sight. Now, yeah, sure, he's still got the Troop Master, but then he unloads and doesn't end up, as I said before, I mean, he can have all the drones in range. It doesn't matter which one he takes off because they're not in line of sight anyway, which is a stupid rule. But, hey, here they come over. One at a time. You want to interview him? Done. All right. Yeah. All right.
I don't want to go to things like this.
All right. So it might be a bit of a
What?
So we're going to get the lads on. We're going to let Adam interview. Mate, you're a weird guy. I love you, but you're weird. Adam will interview Simon, our ANZ 40K master, which is top job. We'll let it happen. We've got the Queensland lads, Eric and Duck, on via Discord. So we will see how this goes with you two both on here. We can either lose the Discord guys and just use this, or we can keep the Discord guys and you guys can use these headsets.
I don't want to hear from Duck and Eric right now.
All right, we're going to say goodbye to our lovely friends from Godhammer Gaming that are up in the north, and we're gonna get rid of you guys. Do you want to plug anything before you go? Obviously, Simon will do some of the plugging as well, like he just did. Hey. Now you happy with Simon doing all the plugging?
Yeah, we'll let Simon do the plugging.
Hats off to you, Diffie. You and especially you and Adam. All your efforts, man. It's great. It's really.
Cheers, man. Really appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. We could not have got a better matchup for that final round for the Godhammer Gaming Down on a Network joint stream. The better matchup would have been if Adam won, as far as I'm concerned. You know, repping the.
Righto.
But hey, good friends of the show managed to take it out. All right, let's get some shit going.
Cheers, Diff.
Thanks for coming. I'll mute you guys off. All right, I'm just going to change devices. Bear with me 1 second. All right. So, can we just get a bit of a... I'm going to do a little bit of sound check over here. You guys start talking?
Hi, how you doing? This is Adam. Two-time bridesmaid of Oz Masters. Thanks to this guy. No, this is my stream, right? This is my organisation. I'm just a guest here. Anyway, I'm sure you guys have just seen. I got towed up, and it really... I'll say off the bat, that was my 6th game with Tau. And those are...
Did you say you had one practice game before?
I had 2 practice games, and then I had 4 games here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's my 6th game with the Tau Army. I'm very happy I made it this far, holy shit. But that playing against a player of Simon's caliber really showed that this was my 6th game. There was a lot of things.
Yeah. So hopefully though, that was like a really awesome learning.
Oh, dude, absolutely. We'll run through
Any of the little mistakes that you did,
yeah.
I capitalized on.
Absolutely.
Because it's a tougher matchup, and you've got a lot of firepower.
That's what I love about the Harlequins in there, because they just make you pay every misstep, every misdeployment, every mismove. You're just like, just kick me in the balls again.
Yep.
Well, let's run through it right from the start. Deployment-wise, what happened? I won the choice to decide to roll and see what deployment we got, and what didn't I want?
Well, he didn't want Hammer Amble primarily, and also any of the other ones that were allowed us to deploy like 40 inches or something like that.
Because so he's with his movement, he outranges me, especially with the Ravagers. Now I'm not a massive amount concerned by the Venoms. The weight of fire does a lot, but luckily because of the terrain, I knew I could get quite a few drones out of one. So you piece of crap. Diffie's just announced to everybody I got tabled, like the good bloke he is and good friend. Fucking bastard. Anyway, so And so I rolled, we got Hammer and Anvil, and I was like, shit. And naturally, both of these deployments are pretty well weighted. There's much of a muchness in which side we went. So I took the side on the left, and then I won the, so we got a deployment that hurt me, but then we rolled with him having the +1, so he went first, and I won the roll and made Simon go first.
Absolutely, and that's what you had to do. Like, we talked about it straight away. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if I was going second, where I could dictate who gets the hold more and things like that. That was it. That was it for
You
you.
have the ability to swamp with your army. You can swap objectives with like 5 or 6 venoms. So you can put 6 venoms on one objective, and one guy with obsec, and take a guy, take five warriors, don't matter anymore. And you don't need to charge me, just take it off. So that worked in my favor absolutely. Deployment wise, the way I deployed. Any holes in it?
You had your reasons. Like we were just talking after the game, and we realized we should be here. But he had his reasons for deploying the Yavara first.
Yeah.
To bully me to the side that he wanted.
Right, yeah.
I didn't mind either side. Me personally, I didn't mind either side. I played now 2 times on this table, and it's going to be 3 in a second. But I didn't mind either side. Both sides had their preferences. But the one reason why I didn't mind being overly weighted onto the top of your screen, so was because the bonus. So see where the red one is?
Yeah, that's your bonus.
That's my place line. That's the bonus. And so because of that, I was more likely going to be weighting that side anyway. And when he put the Yavara down the bottom to bully me up, it just kind of went, alright, yeah.
If I thought about it a bit more, I didn't actually know what the bonus was. I thought the bonus was probably 4 or more.
Yeah.
For some reason, which I think is the next one, or was the last one. So that was, I fucked that up. So
Yeah, so
I could
you
have
didn't need to put the point is you didn't need to put your Yavara first,
Yeah.
because that's the one kind of scary-ish thing for me.
I wanted to force you to have a weak flank,
Yep.
that the Yavara could bully on his own, and he just almost dominated flank. And he did. How you killed that Curtain Fall Death Chester, which is hilarious. So I got, what was it, 6 wounds on that Curtain Fall Chester, 3 damage each. And he passed all of them with the Yavara, and I was like, well fuck, because that was going to be my Butcher's Bill, that was going to be my Headhunter, that was going to be my kill as well, and then I had to scramble to get another kill somewhere else.
And then you did the other shots at the Ravager,
Yeah.
and did you any wounds?
I did 3. Yeah. I overcharged that gun, and only did 3 wounds. You meant 2 5-ups on 3 wounds. So some hot rolls. So turn 1, you bubbled everything up to the top right-ish ruin. You chucked.
Yeah.
We chucked
So-
9 out of your 11.
That's right. Yeah. So just quickly back to the comics. As you guys know, and I've talked about it on the training thing that I've done. Initial, like before you roll a dice, is kind of dictating how the game goes. You know this 100%.
Absolutely.
And so where the objectives were, you could both envisage how this game was going to go, right? You know, you could see especially because you had your plan, but you were going to drop the Yavara down the bottom to pulling up there, so you could kind of really plan out how you thought the game was going to go. And so once you started putting, I was just paying attention to where you're putting the drones, where you're putting those things, and I measured out. So this, you can't see it on the screen, guys, but that middle top ruin thing, it wasn't that tall. Yeah, you could.
I'm going to circle for you guys.
It wasn't.
So is this one?
Yeah. So you could see a little bit over it, you know.
Yeah.
And so I measured out to 24 inches to the yellow
Which
drone.
is like there, yeah?
Yeah. Well, it was kind of like that.
yellow drones were there.
Yeah, something like that. So that front yellow drone, because I noticed there was one Riptide only in range of that
One
one
unit
unit
of
drone.
drones. Yep.
And as soon as I noticed that, I said, cool, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do a bit of pressure here, get recon with a fire and fade, and get everything within 24 or 36
Yeah.
of that one drone right in the front.
And expose that bottom riptide.
And expose the bronze as soon as that
Now-
Riptide is exposed, I'll drill and try and kill
Yeah.
one Riptide.
So-
That's the game plan pretty much for the rest of the turn.
Yeah.
It was just kill the drones to expose one unit and then kill that unit.
Yeah.
And I did that pretty much for 4
Exactly
turns.
right. So I got smoke and mirrors, guys. Absolutely showing my experience with the army because I left that bottom riptide exposed. I saw that, and someone pointed out to me that there was only those 2 drones that you could see. Those are the only 2 drones that were in 3 inches of him. And in my inexperience, I picked those up to deny him about 3 venoms worth of shooting.
Yep.
But he wasn't killing. You weren't killing many. You only killed 2 at that point.
Yeah.
So the other ones would have only killed 2 more.
Yeah,
So
I would've
likelihood
killed maybe that
but
unit.
you would have taken 3 or 4 dizzy shots off
Yeah,
that guy,
that's
and he
exactly
would have
right.
lived.
He would have lived.
On top of that, so that riptide was left on 3 or 4 wins.
3. It was
left.
down 3, and I
then
managed to plink off 3
with
more
venom
with
shots.
venoms.
With venom shots. So I got a little bit unlucky there.
Yep.
Well, it's probably on the math side. It probably wasn't lucky. It's probably about right.
Yeah,
But
regardless, it
but
was just...
it shouldn't have been a possibility.
That's
It shouldn't have been in the realms of possibility. He should have been left on about half dead from all the dizzies.
Well, just from again deployment, both Riptides should be within
Both
both
of all
units.
units,
Yeah,
yeah.
just move the blue unit within 3 of both dudes.
So the reasoning behind that was that unit of 6. It was only a unit of 6. I didn't want to give you an easy kill because I knew that would be the easy pickup and easy destroy. So I wanted at least 1 unit out of line of sight so that I had a unit there for the next turn.
but you could start taking those straight away.
Exactly right. So it was my
Anyway, yeah,
experience.
just a bit of more experience.
In my turn, so my game plan was to force him up into that ruin that I circled, and he would have no cover there. He'd have nothing to protect him. I was going to Cecilia, and I knew you were going to vect it. I was going to Cecilia and mark like the whole lot of them, and then I was going to get some. And then yes, everyone's got real ones against him. I was going to try and pick up 5 or 6 venoms in that turn because I knew he was never going to let me shoot. I would have the Montcar to move up to get in range of the Ravagers with anything significant. There's only 1 Riptide range of them.
Yeah.
So I have the Montcar up, which is not what I don't want to do because that leaves me as bait and absolutely getting munched by characters tied up, wrapped.
Yeah.
Everything. The Solitaire rocks up. He takes 2 broadsides off the
Yeah,
table.
your game plan and positioning was fine. It was literally the
Just the Riptide
drone
fucked
Riptide.
up.
Yeah.
So and I sat there and I killed 4. I killed 4 venoms in my turn. I carried on.
And almost 2 others.
And that was just one unit, just 1 broadside and just 1 unit of 3 broadsides, 1 unit, 1 riptide. Picked up 4 venoms, left 1 on 1 wound, left 1 on 3 wounds.
It killed 3. The Yavara killed 1.
I killed 1, yeah. Had I had that other riptide there, the other 2 drop, I put down 6 venoms turn 1. And then the planning there was that would almost remove his ability to kill the drones. That would remove your ability to smash out the blue and green, so that means the Yavara is almost invincible.
And it makes me slower.
Yeah, it makes you a lot slower. The Yavara is almost invincible up until like turn 5 or 6, which is the time you need to get the dizzy shots in to kill those down. And then the blue ones would be pretty effective still. So then he'd have to shoot through the blues with his dizzies probably, because there's no way you're going to waste all the dizzies to kill 1 unit of green, which of half of the unit of green.
Yep.
one, so you probably kill the blues out. But then I still have, I'm good, and then I'm good. But didn't go that way because I fucked up and let him get that Riptide.
I'll do a more prestigious ceremony at some stage, but I know your kids are watching, so.
Here we go, guys.
That's the prize.
Actually, that's a trophy. There's
Do I
prizes.
get anything for runner up? I get nothing. I get zero. I get one half of nothing, don't I? Same as last year. I came bridesmaid this event last year, and I came second. I got nothing, no prizes. Just don't deserve shit. Anyway, sum up the rest of the game for us because there was a lot more interplay by you than me.
Yeah, so you would have seen. So turn 2 for me is definitely the slowest because that's when I'm jumping out of boats and I'm doing a lot of positioning to in essence win the game. So turn 2 was when I got some surrounds off. I got what's his name, Shadow Sun. In
that was my cock up because I had two characters that could have heroically intervened into the solitaire to stop him going and getting Shadow Sun. And Shadow Sun was actually really pivotal in that because that meant the broadsides had to stay where they were if they wanted to roll to hit, or they could have fallen back with her. And so they had to stay where they were, both to get Carry-On and to get command control node from her. Otherwise, I wasn't going to do anywhere near enough damage to be relevant.
And it meant that in Adam's turn 2, he couldn't fall back with Shadow Sun, and then because of how the positioning was, my solitaire was within 3 of Shadow Sun after I'd done my attacks. I then heroic intervened. So this is one of the things you may not be able to see that clearly. I heroic intervened with my solitaire into Shadow Sun and the marksman behind him. I killed both through double attacks, and then piled into the broadside. So now I've got no Overwatch there. So I've got two in essence sources of no Overwatch: my solitaire piling into your broadsides, and my Troop Master charging to either the Yavara, which is what happened, or the Riptide. And when you can't shoot with Tau, you pretty much lose.
Especially against a combat army. An army that wants to wrap you up, that wants to keep you there.
And then that's pretty much what the rest of my game was. I was just trying not to get greedy, focusing on killing one thing. Your army it is hard to kill, but once you get in amongst it,
you start taking it back. You take away all the you take all the support. All right. In your opinion, after I lost that Riptide, what could I have done to win that game?
Possibly pulled back a little bit. Just because you saw I used this the corner of you want to just write.
So he lined the inside of this with characters and witches,
and a couple of warriors.
And I was here, and so I knew he had a decent 5 or 6 inch charge to your solitaire there, and then of course there was the fire warriors on that as well.
That's right.
So
you pushed out the fire
I knew the fire warriors were dead. I just needed to get hold more because I knew I needed a points lead against you, and I knew I was fucked. You tying up this unit was not what I wanted, and that was a total stuff up by me. So I should have had a 1 inch back from the wall.
Something else, and I know Duck is really good at this. Can I draw on this?
Yeah, sure.
So this fire warrior squad, when you came out, it's fine to have one guy here or whatever you were trying to do, right? You just need one guy. But then if you had done your 5 dudes here to get within 6 inches of the broadsides.
Then when you charge me,
when I can charge you, SMS
all
that warrior squad.
Yeah, they'll go.
This is something really the Tau players up in Brisbane I know do well.
Learning.
It's always worrying about that 6 inch bubble. Just literally. Just being paranoid. Like whenever you get ruins, that's like Tau's worst nightmare. And so
this table is almost the worst nightmare for me. Which means the reason I took this side of the board, which in hindsight was the right choice for me, is because it had this box of open space where I could be castle up in the middle and have 8 or 9 inch charges for you on either side, which was the best I was ever going to get.
In the beginning, you were talking about how you thought you picked the wrong side, and you can see here we pushed this back just to make it even. But I actually think if you were on this side, it was worse. Remember, this is the deployment zone. You would have been another 6 inches back.
No, I just embody that. I take up all that space. Is what I was planning to do.
You think you were inside there?
I'm inside there. I wall that off, and then the drones sit behind.
That's okay.
That was the intent on that side.
Regardless,
the reason I went for that before is because that's square with the Arctic logo.
I think it was much more muchness for the sides. I think rather than going over and over, guys, it's just pretty much both drone units should have been within 3 inches of the 2 Riptides. Even moving the Riptides over just a bit. Like if you want to keep that one completely on the site, we'll just move everything over. You didn't need to be right in the center.
Right. Yeah, just showed my total.
Because you could have had half a Riptide here. And just line of sight through that, and the other one there, rather than 2 of them where they were.
Distant in the middle. I also wanted. So the other reason I did that is I wanted to take up space, so Solitaire can get through. So that was the other thinking. So I took up. He couldn't have made it through there, and then I had Riptide, that one drone blocking that spot, another drone, and another drone. So there was no way the Solitaire to get past. He had to land in front and couldn't charge into characters. That was the deployment thing. That was the initial reason why. It literally wouldn't change anything. All it would mean was just there was 3 drones there that you weren't going to shoot anyway because they were ball can. And then so Simon's absolutely right. And on that note, congratulations, mate.
Thank you very much, mate.
A bridesmaid once again. Maybe next year I'll get that fucking number 1 spot.
I played for the finals Masters last year and lost to David.
Yeah.
But we won it this year.
You won it this year. All right. Thanks so much, guys. Vicky will be back with the final game. I haven't decided if we're going to play the final game. If we have odd numbers going to the final game, I'm going to call the final game. If not, I might play it out. It seems like I need some more experience. So thanks so much, guys. Vicky, you want me down the stream? Yeah, Diffy's coming back. Thanks to the 14 people who still joined us. I love you all. You're all amazing people, and you're also handsome and sexy. Very attractive.
What do you mean? Quick plug. Yeah, so Godhammer Gaming, if you don't know, I'm pretty sure everyone on this one stream knows, but Godhammer Gaming, look at us on Facebook and YouTube. I posted up a 2.5 hour training thing that I give. Sorry, I'm just putting Godhammer Gaming YouTube link up. I give it for free to the community. Hopefully that helps as many people as I can get out to. And we post a lot of content through blogs, through painting stuff, through just lots of stuff. So if you can help support us, we're hosting ATC this year up in Brisbane. I think that's it.
Yeah, so I've just put the Godhammer Gaming YouTube channel up. I put their Facebook channel, and I'm just trying to find the blog somewhere.
It's one of the first few posts.
I'll get there eventually. Posts. So big shout out to Knights of Dice for sponsoring us yet again. Big shout out to Frontline Gaming Australia and OTP Terrain. And if I can just find this. Is it one of the first posts, mate? You're making me scroll.
We're posting too much stuff.
You are. There's a lot of content. There we go.
the Hive Mind blogspot.
All right, so Eric the Man, the Myth, the Legend, Lathuris has written a whole bunch of NID blogs on the Hive Mind, Queensland.blogspot.com. Is he the only one writing on there at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He might be. I don't know if he has to rename it because he's playing a bunch of other style lists because he's over the carpet just for now.
Yep.
He's shelved it.
He's told me he's retiring the NIDs, and I'm crying. Yeah. So basically, head on out to any of those 3 links. Check out their YouTube channel. Check out their Facebook page. Check out the blogspot. Some really good articles there. 4 out of the 5 ANZ 40k Master Open stream games on this channel included this guy right here. We will be downloading them, giving them to him so as he can put them up on his channel as well.
And plugs back to them.
Yeah,
very intense.
Yeah, it is. All right, so we're gonna say peace out. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you guys and gals in 45 minutes. We are starting at 1:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. That is 12:30 p.m. Queensland time. That is 3:30 p.m. New Zealand time. That is, you work out the rest. Ciao.